Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. Sorry about that. Let me know if everything's working out smoothly, if you can hear me, if you can see everything, and if you have any feedback on the quality, just let me know throughout the stream. Now, before that we get started, let me just say that the last time I did a live stream, I was a bit unprepared, meaning that I was a bit nervous and things weren't exactly hunky-dory from the beginning. But this time I'm hopefully prepared as well as I can be. That means I've got some massage oils right here. I've got some scented candles, and I've got everything I need. You know, some background music. What? That's not the. Oh, this is the gaming live stream. Sorry about that, people. I got the live streams always mixed up. So, this is the GOG.com live stream. We're going to be playing some NEO Scavenger, and I will be your host, Vlad, as it says right there on the banner. How did I get into the live stream? Because I see people asking there on the chat. It's very simple. There's a forum page on the GOG.com website where you can go and sign up. And if they select you, and if they get you, to log into the, I don't know how to put it, to be a part of the list of people that they want to have on their live streams. They will get in contact with you, and they will set you up with everything you need. Now, last time out, I had a little picture that I used instead of my own face because I don't have a webcam, and I thought I'd continue that tradition. Hopefully you guys be able to see it. Last time out I said I have no idea what I'm doing. This time out I still don't have any idea what I'm doing. I'm hopefully going to be entertaining enough for you guys so that you don't jump ship. Now, what is NEO Scavenger and what are we going to play tonight? Hopefully it shows up. I think it did. I'm seeing it as having showed up. Well, NEO Scavenger is a really hard game to lock down into a genre. It's a very strange proposition for a gamer. It's a 2D RPG survival game with hex-based movement, like in something like, I don't know, the older Civilization games or something like Heroes of Might and Magic. Sort of like a mixture between Fallout, Stalker, Civilization, or Heroes, depending on which game you think the movement resembles the most, and with elements of old school text-based adventure games. So it's really tricky to nail down into one genre. The other thing that I have to say about this game is that, well, first of all, it's really, really complex. I haven't had a lot of time to play it before the live stream, but what little time I had really proved to me that this game is really, really complex. So that leads me into the other aspect that you'll see, the graphics, which aren't really amazing, but I don't think they could have pulled off a game this complex with more advanced graphics unless these guys at Blue Bottle Games were some sort of huge size developer with like 1 million employees. I have no idea how big Blue Bottle Games are at the moment, how many people work there, but I have to say that the amount of complexity they were able to pack in what looks like to be a really sort of straightforward and simple game is impressive, to say the least. And the other thing that I have to get back to and say, like I mentioned, I didn't really have a chance to play a lot of this game, which means that I'm not really good at the game at all. I'm trying to figure things out as I go along. And I'm not necessarily one of the best skilled people at survival games, which this is. With all that being said, I will hopefully be able to start a new game. I think I have to save and quit first. Yep, here we go. I played a little bit, so that's why it showed up as being your sort of a resume option. But right now we're going to start a new game from the beginning, and I'll try to do my best to explain as little as I know about this game, but you know, to the fullest extent of my capabilities. Yeah, nobody 111, thank you. We'll forgive you if we suck. I hope you guys do, because this, I mean, I was taken completely by surprise at how difficult and challenging and hard this game is. Inquisitor of Akalani, thank you for saying that the game, your friend calls this game a hobo simulator. It's much more than that, buddy. It's much more than that. It's actually really, I mean, think of it as a hobo in the post-apocalyptic world of something like Stalker. That's how challenging this is. Hardcore, and which is good, which is a good thing, but I'll get to that a bit later on. No, why did I click on continue? Sorry. Let's start a new game. There's no intro for this game, which is a bit... I wish there was one to set up the world a little bit better than what I just tried to explain to you about it, but there isn't. So it throws you into the character creation screen immediately, but I don't think that's necessarily a problem. It's sort of reminding me of Fallout and the character creation screen from Fallout, which had the same sort of feats and traits and things that you see right here. What the point of this screen is that you're going to select some abilities for your character, some abilities which will define the things that he is good at and which he does best. And you have a limited number of abilities that you can use, because each of them are valued with a certain number of, let's say, points, which are listed right here above their name. For example, for Strong is worth what? 6 points. And Strong is an ability that will allow you to carry more without being encumbered, and melee attacks are more damaging, and you can use it to sort of create your own cover and obstacles during combat. Orin Crest, yes, metabolism is both an ability and a flaw, and let me explain that a little bit. Metabolism, if you select it as an ability, you're going to need less food and water, but your the rate at which your character heals when using healing equipment and materials is slightly reduced, meaning that you're going to be less effective at healing yourself. But if you go with metabolism as a flaw, you're going to need more food and water, but you're going to heal a little bit better, which, you know, makes perfect sense if you think about it. Thing is that I'm not really sure how to balance this stuff out. For example, if I go with the things that I think are the most beneficial with Medic, because I want to be able to heal myself and I want to be able to use this ability to find... I think you can use this, or it influences the game to give you more healing materials when you scavenge. Then I would like to use Botany, because it's the apocalypse, so you're going to be able to scavenge for some helpful plants, and you're going to know which plants are safe and which plants aren't safe. And then I would like to get trapping, because you can use trapping to do more than just trap and prepare animals. You can actually, it influences some of the crafting options that you'll be able to get later on in the game. And I'm sorry that this is the only flaw that I found so far in the game. Some of the stuff isn't really explained properly within the game itself, so I had to go and read the manual, which is a first for me for a long number of years. And I also had to go online and browse through the game's wiki, which is actually quite helpful. I've got only 3, so I've got the ability to choose right now an ability that's worth 3 points. So I would like to get Mechanic, but I won't. I don't think it'll be helpful for me during this live stream. I read a little bit of an inside tip as to how Mechanic can be useful, but I don't know if I could... if I'll get to that point during the live stream. I would like to get, for example, athletic, which allows me to move, you know, a bit more during a turn, because this is a turn-based game. So I'm getting those. Now, right now, I've got 0 points left because I'm fine. I've got everything sort of ironed out here, but I would like to get some more abilities. So what do I have to do to get more abilities? I have to go and select a flaw, and well, at this point, based on the sort of abilities that I can choose from, myopia, for example, which is one that can be overridden later in the game. So myopia, you can see 1 hex less than normal, and detecting hidden creatures is harder. Myopia would essentially be a big flaw for if it would be permanent within the game, but there's a way I've read that if you play the game for long enough, you can end up getting surgery to correct your myopia, essentially, which would fix this and remove it from your character from your character's list of flaws. But it's worth only 1 point, so I don't, other than electrician, there's nothing I could pick, and maybe tracking, but I don't know, I would like to get something else. So what I would like to get is strong, because I can carry more stuff, and I can also do more damaging melee attacks, which this would prove really helpful. But in order to get strong, I have to get feeble and metabolism as flaws, but I can't get strong because I've got feeble. So I have to get fragile, which physical wounds, pain, and infections are more severe to you. Healing is slower. See, so there's always trade-offs here, but I have to go with fragile and then strong. And that's pretty much what I think is the best starting pack of abilities and flaws that you can go with for the beginning. Don't know how this affects the entire game, because this is a really complex game. If you randomize your selection here, which I'll do right now, because so I got medic, botany, trapping, athletic, strong, fragile, metabolism. Okay, to just randomize this. Wait a minute, the game tells me that melee, hacking, lockpicking, electrician, medic, and botany are good. And they are, but I've got myopia and feeble. But I can't go with strong because I've got feeble. See? You know, I want strong because I know of a little trick at the beginning, but I can't get that. Should I keep these? Nah, I'm gonna go with my own selection from earlier on. Strong, remove lockpicking, electrician, hacking, adding in fragile and metabolism, and no, not trapping. Yeah, trapping. Wait a minute, -1. What did I get wrong? Athletic instead of melee. Sorry, trapping and athletic. Yep, there we go. Also, by the way, guys, I'm going to try to pay as much attention as I can to the chat room, but the game does not have recorded dialogue. It's only text, so I'm going to have to read things out loud for you guys. But let me take a break here and check out the chat. Ravrak Smith, he misses the days when you had to read game manuals. Buddy, I think that's not necessarily a great thing to miss. You know what I mean? It's like, it's nice that games are becoming sort of easier to understand and easier to get into. It's sad that, however, that very few games are taking a chance in doing something that's not for everyone, something that's not mainstream. And I think this is one of the great things about NEO Scavenger. From what I've seen of this game, I'm really happy to see a game made in 2014 that isn't designed from a marketing perspective, where people are focused on games that are easy to pick up by absolutely anyone, are easy to play by absolutely anyone, but then are less special. You know what I mean? Back in the day, to say that, there were games that were designed with a specific audience in mind. Like, if you wanted a stealth game, you had a stealth game. You wanted a puzzle-based adventures, then you got you'd get a hardcore puzzle adventure with something like what's happening today, for example. I think that sort of mentality is considered to be obsolete because they want as many people to buy the game. But when they try to do that, it also means that the game won't be to the exact tastes of the audience it would target had it been more focused. So this is a hardcore game for people wanting a hardcore survival style game. If you like DayZ, if you like something like Stalker or Fallout, this is the kind of game that is intended for you, and it doesn't hold your hand. It's not easy to get into. It's not easy to sort of figure out on the fly. It's got permadeath, so if you die, that's it. You have to start a new game. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I actually applaud it for being this brave in this day and age because games don't actually do this anymore. But at the same time, it's a bit more difficult to how can I put it, to get into. It might be a little bit alien to you when you first play it. It might require you to have some patience. It might require you to endure some frustration, but I don't think that's a bad thing. So let's confirm this selection. Someone said that they go with lockpicking, electrician, athletic, melee, and ranged. I don't know, man. I think those are good choices. I understand why you'd get electrician. I understand athletic. Lockpicking, sure, but I played this only for a little bit, but I didn't find anything that was locked. Melee, sure, at the beginning is fantastic, and ranged for later on, but I don't know if that will help me, for example, survive for the duration of the live stream, which is my only intention. Chaotic Rodro, you're okay with hardcore games, but you don't have a lot of time these days. I agree, buddy. That's one of the reasons why I don't actually get into this sort of trend of survival games which don't hold your hand. I don't have a lot of time, got a job and everything that comes along with that, but I do admire a game having the courage to be hardcore when everything else is sort of less so and more willing to be, less of itself to appease people. Can't read that username. LO6A Forevsky. I'm gonna mess that terribly. Isn't Fragile super bad and Myopia super good? Fragile is bad because it says, you get more wounds and healing is slower for you, but I've got Strong, which says that I can carry more stuff, and I think maybe with Medic I can balance that out. Myopia is not necessarily super good at first because you're not going to be able to see a lot. But myopia, if you see here, is yeah, sure, it's fixable later on, but it's only worth 1 point. So if I would drop metabolism or fragile and go for myopia, I can't pick anything else that's worth more than 1 point. So I'd have to go with tracking or electrician. Not sure if that's a great choice, electrician instead of trapping. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. If I die, I'm going to try to do something else. So let's confirm this. Here we go. You wake up disoriented, slumped over the base of an empty cryosleep pod, still damp from cryo fluid. So essentially, this is a science fiction story. You're cryogenically frozen. The thick dust from the floor clings to your skin, leaving a clean spot on the ground where a large O5 is painted. So you were in the O5 cryopod, which you can see right here. Across the room there is an open door to the hallway and a broken window leading outside. Just as you gather your wits, an unearthly scream erupts from down the hall beyond the doorway. Something is coming. Fast. Well, this is essentially where the game sort of proves to everyone that it's not holding your hand. This is a menu that you won't understand unless you go online and read some of the wiki and read some of that manual there. But you have a few choices. You can either face the thing that's coming at you fast, or you can jump through the window. I did, you know, because I didn't have time to play this game a lot before the stream, and this is sort of a blind playthrough. I did cheat a little bit and go online and read some tips for what I should do at the beginning. One of the things recommended to actually face the thing that's coming at me and fight it and use the strong ability to fight that thing. So you can see I just clicked on strong and it moved to my chosen option list. And this bottom part of the screen is really similar to something like Fallout 1 and 2. You've got your attack options right here. I don't have any other attack options than punch because I think at this point in the game you're essentially a naked guy sitting in a lab. And this left side of the screen just shows my stats. So let's just confirm this and go kick some ass. You steel your nerves and decide to take this thing down, whatever it is. As you assume a defensive stance, it bursts into the room. It bursts into the room. Sorry about that. The beast stands on its hind legs like a man, but has the appearance of a ragged, predatory dog, which to me it kind of sounds like a werewolf. It looks right at you, shrieks and lunges. It connects with a force that jars you both, and the dog man actually has to step back to keep its balance. Taking advantage of his distraction, you knock him to the ground and grab his throat. His claws tear into your flesh as you crush his windpipe with every ounce of strength you have. Moments later, he stops moving. You realize it cost you some nasty wounds, but at least you're alive. And then, on the lower part here, after game started, it says that player's upper leg was lacerated, so you're wounded there. Player's right arm was smacked. That might be a small injury, and players in minor pain and some activities are affected. And you see my stats have changed. I'm right now, I've got half of my in pain bar full, and I'm getting colder. Everything else seems to be pretty much okay. Let's confirm this. With the rush of adrenaline fading, you turn your attention back to the strange room. You should probably finish up here in case there are more of those things. And I'm back into the room, which this is how it sort of looks like. So let's see. I can search the console for records, or I can climb out the window. Search the console before I leave. Tank 1, so that's 01, I think it's the one from the left side here. Anton Blubber. Committed 2012 November 11th. Emergency contact Angela Blubber, 45 Campbell Street, Detroit, Michigan 48210. Billing info Angela Blubber, same address. Tank 5, which is this one, and if you remember it said that I came out of Tank 5. It says that I'm Philip Kindred and I was committed in 2019 on the 15th of September. Sorry about that, there's no data available and only a billing info for my account. Tank number 6, Lloyd Blankcheck, committed 2008, October 18th. Some emergency contact there and billing info. So this was sort of a cryogenic sort of facility. Let's get out of here. You decide to go outside and see if you can figure out where you are, avoiding the broken glass. You step onto